Finally happened. Semiconductor companies like Nvidia really saw a nice red day today. So in today's episode, what I want to do is take a closer look at some of these companies that are down 3, 4, 5% on the day, share my overall thoughts. But while most of the semiconductor market was down, there were a few stocks that did see some green, and I also want to share my overall thoughts there. So let's take a closer look in today's episode.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
So we can start off with Nvidia. Nvidia was down roughly 3.5% on the day, but we can see from pretty much its daily high, the stock was down nearly 7%. So a nice 7% swing here. The stock ended at $130. And obviously it sucks if you bought Nvidia just yesterday, but if you bought Nvidia 5 days ago, you're still up even with that big return. Even with that big red day in the past month, you're also up 38%. In the past 6 months, the stock is up 171%. So most stocks that I saw today that were red on the semiconductor market were those that have seen a huge run up in the overall market right now, thanks to things like AI. Another prime example, right, was Micron Technology. Micron Technology was down roughly 6% today, and it's all pretty much very similar to Nvidia, a 7% swing. Now, it is, like I mentioned, very similar to Nvidia. The stock is up roughly 12% in the past month and up over 83% in the past 6 months. Another big player today that was down was Qualcomm. Qualcomm was down nearly 5%, and we can see the stock is down after hours, but in the past month, the stock is up nearly 10%, and in the past 6 months, the stock is up over 53%. Now, Supermicro was that one that took a massive swing from its daily high. The stock was down roughly 8.7%. In the past 6 months, this stock is killing it at over 203%. Dell Technologies was another one that was down. We can see from its daily high, the stock was down nearly 6%. But in the past 6 months, this stock is up over 100%. Now, the final one that really saw a big turn was Broadcom. Broadcom was down nearly 4% today, but we can see in the past 6 months, the stock was up over 56%. So what I do see happening, at least for today, is first, am I worried at all for the semiconductor market? No, but it's not necessarily constant green days. And from time to time, we are going to have some crazy corrections. I don't believe this is the correction for a lot of these semiconductor companies, but it's just a quick reminder that, hey, look, if we're investing in companies like this, we might see some volatility moves both in the positive side and in the negative side. And that's why it is important to understand what these companies do and not just follow the hype. So Nvidia is my number one company, but I've been a shareholder for this for a very long time. So for me, this is not shaking me out. This is not creating any fears, but in the short term, I could say that there is a possibility, not a guarantee, that we'll see more days like today. Before we go any further, we are now on the road to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Thank you all for the crazy support. So if you haven't and are enjoying the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. Finally, if you want to support the channel a little bit more, make sure to check out my special offer at fool.com/Jose. Now back to today's episode. Now, some stocks that did have a green day in the semiconductor space is first AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. We can see the stock was up nearly 4.6%, and it is up after hours. So AMD, one that I've talked about in recent episodes, where I do believe at these 150s, low 160s, the stock is looking a bit undervalued. And maybe, right, they do have the opportunity in the AI space, but I just want to remind investors as well, right, the semiconductor is not just the AI space in general, right? There's so much different technology evolutions that one can be bullish in certain semiconductor companies outside of the AI race, right? So AMD definitely can benefit from a lot of different things like the embedded market, obviously the AI accelerators, the PC market turning around, the gaming market eventually picking back up again. So there's different reasons to be bullish on AMD, but I do believe the MI300, MI325, MI350, and the MI400 do have the opportunity to get a nice amount of revenue boost because the AI market is growing. That doesn't necessarily mean it's bearish for Nvidia. I think that this market is so huge that even breadcrumbs for AMD can really do well for the stock. Even if it's just a few $billions, it can definitely accelerate this company's valuation in the future. Some other things that we did see for AMD is they did mention, and we talked about this in yesterday's episode, that AMD had reported that they were victims of a hack and some cybersecurity incidents. There are reports now that the hack won't really have any material impact on the business. The company says it seems like they don't have anything really to worry about with this cybersecurity attack. So that could be one of the reasons the stock is up. The other thing that the reason the stock is up is we did see reports that Piper Sandler did put AMD as a top large cap pick into the second half of 2024. The main reason they did this is because they believe the AI accelerator market can help boost AMD's revenue. Again, I'm in the same boat there. I don't believe we're going to see the type of growth that Nvidia mentioned, and that's why I personally don't see AMD ever hitting within the next 2-3 years hitting $1 trillion market cap, but I can definitely see its market cap much larger in the next 2 to 3 years than it's at right now. So we can see AMD, unlike the other stocks that are up 50, 60, 70, 80% in the past 6 months, AMD is only up 20%. And this is when I get excited, right? There's no one keeping an eye out on AMD right now because they're worried about all these other AI plays. And that to me is usually the best opportunities to start looking at other investment companies out there. AMD is my second biggest holding and just wanted to share my thoughts there. Now, another one was Marvell Technologies. Marvell was actually pretty much flat today, and we can see in the past 6 months, the stock is only up 27%. Still very good. I believe that's better than the S&P 500. Now, I'm curious. Let's take a closer look at SPY to see how much the SPY is up 16%. So, right, Marvell is still outperforming the overall market. But Marvell is one that I believe can also benefit from the AI market. And they also have other markets like the telecom, the data center space, that they're seeing some form of weakness. And eventually those will be tailwinds. This is one that I've been adding to my portfolio recently. And I think it's one of the few AI stocks that I've actually continuously been buying over the past few months. My cost buy is somewhere around like 68, 69. So not so crazy from where we're at right now. But I believe this one has potential to definitely grow over time. Another market that maybe some investors might be curious, and again, I'm not saying sell all your AI stocks or ignore the AI market, but I know that maybe some investors might be looking to diversify outside of the AI space. On Semiconductor, right? This is a company that deals in the automotive market. Obviously, the automotive market is one that has taken quite a hit due to a lot of macroeconomic events. Year to date, the stock is down roughly 17%. In the past day, the stock was down nearly 4%. But On Semiconductor is definitely one you should add to your watch list as they provide a lot of solutions for the automotive market. Now, what's super important is if you are bullish in AI, one of the biggest growth opportunities there is robotics. And for robotics, you do need to have a lot of power solutions. And on semiconductors, those chips that go into cars actually are going to go into robots as well. So if you are bullish into the robotics market, On Semiconductor is definitely one that can benefit from there. So I just wanted to kind of share my overall thoughts of how I'm seeing the semiconductor space. Obviously, correction is healthy. I'm not worried at all as there's many tailwinds in this space, but we can continue to see price corrections, and that's okay with me as it gives me opportunity to buy the stocks I want. So let me know in the comments below, what are you guys buying right now? What are your thoughts on Nvidia? Do you believe this is just a quick sell-off, or do you believe the sell-off is going to continue for the upcoming days? Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.